maybe the night before or something like that. You had a weird 24 hours. Run it, run it. Let me know what's up. But yesterday, I want to say actually early yesterday morning, heading into yesterday afternoon, I watched Spider Man. Brand new day. yo, yo. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as I possibly can, short and simple, and without spoilers, because I know y'all ain't seen it yet. No spoilers, right? I'm gonna keep it on the no spoilers situation. Do I wanna shout out some spoilers? Bruh, you don't even understand. You watching it tomorrow? Bro, I could tell you the whole movie right now, and you would still go watch it tomorrow. It would probably hype you up even more to go see it tomorrow. I won't. I'm not going to. I said I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. All right. Promise. No spoilers. Like tomorrow, I'll be on again tomorrow. I don't know when you're gonna go and see it or whatever. So maybe you'll have seen it. No, we still gonna keep the spoilers out of. We gonna keep the spoilers out of here. I'm just gonna put it like this to you. Listen, the movie. It is a good. It is a good movie. I'm like, yo, let's start it off like this. All right, so y'all done seen so many of the trailers and everything else, and I know a lot of people are tripping because they're like, look, they show too much in the trailers and everything else. Like, listen, I get it. I'm one of the people who are like, look, they don't even have some movies. They don't have to show too much. I honestly think they could have got away with doing the Spider-Man trailers. Maybe one trailer was all that was required, just knowing the characters that were going to be in there. First off, of course, you got Spider-Man. All right, you got Sadie Sink who's playing Jean Grey. You've got Scorpion. You've got Bruce Banner. And if Bruce Banner is seen in the trailer, especially in the way they put him in that trailer the first time, you already know there's got to be some reference to the Hulk coming up. But then they showed the second trailer and they showed the slight reference to the Hulk and everything else. Let me tell y'all, nah, nah, nah. It don't matter what you saw. It is going to shock you the way that it goes down. Man, I mean, that movie is paced so well. It's crazy. It's like even at the points where I'm like, I have a feeling about Miles Morales. I have a feeling about that too. And I'm not even going to tell you why I have that feeling, but you'll see it. You'll actually see it. And I'll tell you that it'll be much later in the movie where you'll see something that's going to make you instantly think like, hey, yo, wait a minute. What are they doing? It's not even that. It's not even that. Just there's that. Just trust me. Like there's a reference you gonna see and you're gonna be like, huh, huh, I wonder. Here's what I'll say. This movie, it's I'm going through this in my head and trying to like skip like take away major things I want to say. But characters. Don't forget there's another Avengers movie coming out. Oh yeah. No. I'm telling you right now. All of this stuff literally is linking up very well and it's linking up to a future for Spider-Man that's potentially going to be wild. I want y'all to think about like older, the older movies and everything else. We had all three Peter Parkers show up in the same universe at once. That right there is going to play a part not only in I think it plays a part in this movie in some way. Avengers is better than DC anyway. Nah, bro, no, it's not. No, it's not. All right, that's a whole different argument to have. As far as the way that the MCU versus DCU has played out, that you can always argue that the DCU they've done trashy with that, but I think that they are trying to actually push the DCU into something even better, especially with the new one that they just showed, Clayface. Yo, that that looks like that. I'm trying to see that straight up. As soon as it comes out, I'm trying to see Clayface. And then you got to understand, for me though, the best superhero ever created is. Hold on one second. Hold on. Motherfucker. That was not a mosquito. That was a fucking dragon, nigga. I'm not even playing. That bitch was big as fuck. Yo, that is the fucking wow. That bad boy came at like, what's up, cuz? Hold on. Anyway, Superman. That's always been my favorite superhero, and I've explained that before, and I'll explain it again some other time because we gonna end up getting into something over that right there. But anyway, look, this movie, the relationships in that movie, and I mean all the relationships, absolutely done magnificently. The reason why I say that the three, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland Spider-Man being put together in the last movie was such a big reference is because of course, Doomsday, and then what's coming after Doomsday. Something. But I know like Battle World is the end goal of Doomsday, and I'm telling it's all going to play into that, but it plays into another part of this movie that you won't see until later on too, and I think it has something to do with Ned. There's a reference made to Ned in the last Spider-Man movie that plays out, I think, in a way, in this movie. And all I'm going to say, and you won't know when this is going to happen, I'm going to just say the words muscle memory. All right? I need y'all to remember those two words when you actually watch that movie. Muscle memory. Now, what he say? Teflon, let me wait. What? Whoa! Bullet first in line. Hell no, that ain't listen. Listen, this, I don't know what kind of nigga y'all think this is. Yo, hey, listen, bro. No twerking from a nigga like me. Ain't happening. Ain't no cheeks getting thrown out for nada. Teflon at the same time. EDP documentary coming out. Yo, listen. You know what? I saw that whole thing. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I hear about individuals, doing like nasty shit, and there's a certain level to me watching anything about people doing that type of shit because you got to understand something. That's the one thing that actually infuriates me. I don't like just sitting and watching that. I'll talk about it whatever when I feel I need to, and just the same, I will actually watch a video on here with y'all, probably not the whole thing, because I'm telling you, I get I get seriously irritated about stuff like that. And yes, I did see that trailer. But anyway, back to the movie. So remember those words, muscle memory. All right, that's a big thing here. It's I think it's playing a big part of a big role in this movie. The next thing, the other relationships, listen, Spider-Man and the Punisher's relationship in this movie, you can see that those two are actually friends in real life. It comes to life in this movie. It is such a good, like, the character development between the relationships in it are crazy. Even the Banner Parker situation when it gets into the Hulk thing, I'm just I- that whole scene, insane. Pacing fantastic, story excellent, because of everything that had to be played out in that story to move forward with whatever's coming up in the future Spider-Man movies, whatever's coming up in the future MCU. How do I say non-spoiler? I'm just literally I'm trying to break this down. Non-spoiler. Y'all know I don't write anything. We do this all no script, live, and we talk about these things. Listen, the way you know that there's something wrong with Peter, what's wrong with him is very important. The way that it affects him is absolutely crazy. And when you see the things that happen to him, when you see the changes that go on with him, it's like, nah, bro, they couldn't have done this any better. Because even though you got to understand a little bit about why the original Spider-Man that we knew, does he glitch? Bro, it's beyond that. It's absolutely beyond that. It is insane. The reason, like the things we knew about the original Spider-Man, the difference between all three of them, how one had actual webbing shooting out of his out of his out of his body and everything else. You never really fully got in detail why this was what it was. And this movie, since we all know that he's now formed a natural webbing, it explains more. And it doesn't matter that I'm telling you this because they actually put it in the trailer. But when you see why and how it manifests, it is just brilliant. It's so dumb. And then the references that call back to other movies, you're going to catch every one of them. And it's so cool to see because it's like nostalgia being brought back, in this new current day. And I think it's actually dragging the other Spider-Man into the future of this current MCU situation. Now, how they're going to do it, I have my own thoughts on that, and this is just my own speculation. I honestly think that in Doomsday, I don't think Tom Holland will be in that movie. I think there will be a Spider-Man in the movie, but I don't think it'll be him. And I've had this thought for a while. But not only that, I hope Miles becomes a real person. See, I'm telling you, like I said, there's gonna be like this huge scene where you're gonna see something that's gonna make you think of Miles Morales. Like, I mean, you will probably think of it immediately. Because when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I know this. They're opening it up for this. But like I was saying, I don't think he's going to be in the next one. I think it has to be one of the other two Spider-Men. And not only that, but I think it has to kill one or both of them off. Because knowing what that MCU movie, the upcoming movie is all about, it's about incursions. And when incursions happen, when incursions occur, you have to lose one or multiple worlds in order for your singularity to survive. So I think that they're going to drag one or both of the prior Spider-Man into it, and it's going to kill them off and end their series. The other thing that I see happening here is potentially this is opening up for, and this isn't even a spoiler. This is just a thought of mine. But then after watching the movie, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is going that route. I think we're going to see actual black suit Venom Spider-Man in one of the upcoming movies. Not joking at all. No joke whatsoever. And one of the reasons why is that even though I know they were supposed to be in different worlds, they did merge the two worlds of Sony and the Disney Marvel MC like cinematic universes together when they brought Venom into Spider-Man's world for a short moment. And you got to remember when he was zapped out of that world, a piece of his symbiote suit stayed behind. And that's actually still relative to the current MCU. But this movie does something else where it has me like, wait a minute, that's another way they could actually drag it in. Don't know if it's going to happen. Those were just speculative points on my behalf. But there's going to be a moment that I think some of y'all going to cry when you see it. I knew this was happening. I knew this was going to happen. I'm watching this movie. I'm like building up the whole storyline prior to it actually getting to whatever act it's getting to. But in my head, I said, oh man, this is going to happen. and then it happened. And even though I knew it was gonna happen, I was like, oh, I think it's like, oh, no, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Did that shit just happen? And when it happened, oh man, I was in shock, and I know everyone sitting in the theater is going to be number one in shock. And even if you see it coming, it's still going to hurt your feelings. It's going to like blow your mind that this was allowed to happen, and you going to have people around you crying. I'm not joking. If not yourself, you're going to be like somebody cutting onions in this bitch. You crying, not me. I promise you, because that scene is so fucked up that it's just like how they gonna do this? You gonna have little kids screaming in a theater tomorrow in the states, like they gonna be pissed off around the world. But anyway, look, the movie was fantastic. It is in every sense of the word an actual movie worth seeing. It is a Spider-Man movie through and through, and it brings in a perspective a lot of things that come from the comic book Spider-Man, which I think they've done a good job with Tom Holland Spider-Man. But this right here just drives certain ideas from the comic books home even harder than I think most of the other movies, actually have. Plus, it was like I'm not kidding about this. The whole time, it was very, very much so an adventure to sit and watch and go through. And I don't think, I mean, even at the points where there was like, a lot of dialogue and different things like that, it was building up to a very important, plot point. And for that, that's why I say like the pacing of the movie itself just just the whole time had me wanting to see more. I mean, honestly, at the end of it, I was like, "This is some bullshit. Start that shit over again. I'm about to start this over again because I think I could watch that two or three more times easily, easily. It was just that good of a movie. But then, of course, it makes your mind wander. What are they gonna do next? There's so many like next moves that can potentially be taken from this one, and I I don't know why that scene that I said, the muscle memory situation with him and Ned, it was just one of those things where I was like, this is setting up something even bigger, I think, for him as a character. The relationship between him and, of course, his not MJ, bro. Oh man, that was crazy to watch, and I wonder how they're going to do things later on. I have a perspective on that, which I'm not going to share because then it would immediately let you know what ends up happening with them in that movie. But yo, trust me, you're going to enjoy it. Stay hyped for it. Once it comes out, once you're able to go see it, you already got your tickets or whatever. Be there on time and get ready for a very enjoyable movie. I think one of the most like hyped movies of this summer, and it deserves all that hype. The crazy thing though, one thing that it doesn't, well, there's another scene in the movie that I think is setting up something else for the X-Men, but I don't know how they're going to play that out with Doomsday coming out so soon. It's one of those things where when you see, I'll just say it's at the end. When you see like part of the end and you look at the visual, it's going to make you think about the X-Men. I just don't see how they're going to pull off anything with Doomsday coming up unless now I'm not even gonna speculate on it because that'd be giving away too much. Like that's the hard thing about doing this with no spoilers is the fact that it's like, you know what, I say certain things, are y'all gonna be like, huh? Uh, Let me stop right there. So yeah. Anyway, apparently Sony blocked Miles from showing up until they finish the trilogy. Until they finish what trilogy? Into the Spider Verse. Isn't that done? Like Sony blocked a lot of things, just like Fox blocked a lot of things. The Fox blocked everything with the X-Men, and that was actually given up back in like 28, somewhere between 2018 and 2021, which is why now Marvel can open up using the X-Men, not just the X-Men, but the original X-Men, which is why they're bringing them all into Doomsday, everything else, and that's what the future, the mutant sagas are coming up after the Doom saga is over, after the whole that whole trilogy is over, they're doing a reset, but the mutant saga is coming, and Brand New Day, it definitely opens you up to that. 100% because Sony created Miles but gave permission for a movie. Yeah, they gave permission, but the thing I know how Sony is about their whole that whole situation. Even though Marvel technically owns Spider-Man and everything else, they already had the IP prior while making like Spider-Verse and everything. So once their time was up with that, which I think their time is actually up with that, then Marvel will actually be able to bring them into the fold into the MCU. And at this point, I'm telling you, when you see the movie, you're going to think about Miles Morales in one very specific scene. So, and that's towards the end anyway. Yeah, good movie, great time. I like, just it was pure enjoyment to watch, and I'm honestly looking forward to watching it again. I might turn that shit on later tonight, something like that. Who knows? Well, like on the way home or something. But okay, there was a couple other things I wanted to do, but I didn't start until later than what I thought, just because of the fact that yeah, I was trying to get stuff set up and got distracted. Best anime ability, real quick, real quick. I'm gonna just ask y'all this. We're gonna do a tier list at a later point in time, but all right. Suppose IRL, you get one anime power. You get one. What are you choosing for IRL? How do I watch the Odyssey? How do I watch Spider Man already? I can't tell you these things, but let's just I just have you know what you asked me what. So how do I watch the Odyssey? Yeah, yeah. No, there is no gatekeeping to it. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it even if yeah, you couldn't do it even if I told you. But yeah, I want to. I'm like I say I'm not gonna say something. I just won't say. But I can share the fact that I saw 'em. I can say that much. So one.